This is the grave of my paternal third great grandfather, Andrew Baker. He didn't live to be very old. Um, it all shows that they were Civil War, Confederate side. Before that, actually came over on the ship. I don't believe the Bakers were, if I can remember right, they weren't any of them here in time to fight the Revolutionary War. This is a very old cemetery, mainly early 1800s. Most of the stones look alike, so it must have been the same mason that put these together. They all show the Holy Bible or near to God, or you can tell that they were God-fearing and God-loving. There are some other stones that you can tell that came just a little bit later in the late 1800s, so the stonemason must have been retiring and someone else kind of started over. Most of these stones are damaged, or some of them are just rock. I'd love to see the true history of what's going on here. We are on the very north end of Fall River, and only an hour away from where I live, so it's pretty interesting, and probably just an hour away from where my great-great-granddad and my great-grandmother and the rest of my family ended up, and where we come from, you know, as close as I know. And so anyway, it's really neat to look at your family history. Check it out to know where you come from, who you are. You get pieces of it. This cemetery is very beautiful, very peaceful, and I get kind of emotional even speaking of my third great grandfather, you know, as if I know him. And I know one day I will know him. And so, pretty interesting. If you get a chance to go and check out your history. Even one of these stones is, you can see here where they're just rock. But one of the farmers out here probably takes well, the township, which is kind of a volunteer thing anyway. Usually 4-H groups will take care of them and things. But look at this. Kind of interesting that somewhere in there it looks like maybe there was a wooden marker. And you can tell here where one had sat, but it's gone now. And they're all pretty well knocked over. But still so interesting. And over there's my third great granddad. There's some other Bakers. There's a big line of nothing. So they must have left this area. There's probably not a lot here besides sustaining life through wildlife. There wasn't any farming. Might have been able to raise some cattle. But they ended up farther south towards Silverdale. So it becomes very interesting. If you get a chance, go out and check out your family history.